Hey, Kisses from Kenya is produced by Democrats Abroad Kenya, but everything you hear in this podcast reflects our personal perspectives as, as Americans living in Kenya.
Yes, nothing we say should be taken as the official stance of Democrats Abroad Kenya, Democrats Abroad Global, or the Democratic Party. This is an entertainment space and not an official policy platform.
Thank you. Welcome to Kisses from Kenya. I am Vuyanzi. It is where we love democracy if it acts right.
And I'm Brendan, just trying to vote without needing a fax machine or divine intervention.
Oh gosh. Okay. So, funny thing happened for you.
I said I was going to have something, and now I don't.
Oh, okay. I think it's okay. It's okay. Because it's a laugh.
Anything funny that happened today? Or this month? This week? I don't even know what day it is.
Okay, this is bad because if this person heard this, then they'd find out what happened.
Well, lucky for you, nobody watches us.
So it works. That was actually really good. So it's this volunteer person, and I don't think it's a real crush, this guy who I'm working with. I think it's just a man being around.
This is different than like the big one who came through.
No, it's the big one. It's the big one. But it's just because we're working together. But I do find him very waka. And so his hair, we were traveling someplace and he has locks. And so he was sitting in front of me. And I don't think he knew it, but I was playing with his hair. And then one time he went like this and I went like, so he didn't see. I'm such a weirdo. Those are facts. Is
if
it?
You are watching that, the more you know, the more you know.
So that would be my funny story. I was like a child. Every time he turned around, I moved back my hands.
Well, I love that for him. Anytime you want to braid my non-existent, well, I would never have locks, but
well, yeah, that could be an episode.
That's a whole other episode.
That is a real episode. Why? Okay, so anyway, though, I think for now, let me transition to our segment called "Whose America Is It Anyway?" All right, so apparently, my absentee ballot, which I'll discuss a little bit more about this year. When I send it, people just want to throw it out.
Yeah.
When we're voting abroad, because as much as we're laughing, I mean, we're part of the Democrats abroad and we want to be represented. And so a couple of headlines this week that happened. And one was that... Wait, sorry.
No,
am I looking at I'm looking at the fourth. Oh, sorry, my eyes went down.
No, the thing is, it looks a little bit different because on yours, it's wrapping.
Okay, so yeah, just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, sorry.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Granny Smith over here needs a little extra today, okay? Is that large enough?
Yes. I'm sorry. Leave it just like that. Do not shrink it. Thank you. Okay. Let me just tell you some of the headlines. If you guys only saw how big the text was right now, you'd be like, this is ridiculous. Wear glasses. I swear to you, I'm farsighted, but when it's microscopic.
Well, I'm like looking at your phone because it's like based on this, I would expect you to have the ones that people be like looking over people's shoulder on the bus and it's like, I'm going to eat your ass when I get home.
If you're wondering why,
show the people these are small.
But okay. I just want to say this about my eyes. That
she needs bifocal.
When I start when I start this, right, I start getting really, I get a little bit nervous. When I get a little bit nervous, my vision is not as good. So believe it or not, even though we're sitting here in Brendan's home that he's made very cozy for us, I still have nerves.
Her lenses shrink, y'all. Her bladder also shrinks, because I found out earlier before we started recording.
Basically, a lot of things are happening over here. Let's just do really quickly. Okay. Number one, over 4,000 overseas voter ballots challenged in Pennsylvania. Thoughts?
And what's crazy is like, I mean, like first of all, it's 2025, and like y'all can imagine, we're sitting here in Nairobi, where honestly the Wi-Fi is better here than Pennsylvania's
100%.
100%. Because it's like you gotta send it like with like the Pony Express basically, because these people don't want nothing like through an email, nothing. Like you gotta send it through like an envelope. Which, if you can imagine, I mean, when I send stuff through the regular mail, because like my mama sometimes she be sending cards. she loves a good greeting card. Joan loves a greeting card. So Joan's greeting card from like St. Patrick's Day 2024 might arrive like this month. So y'all can imagine like you're trying to send your ballot and it's like you don't even know like.
First of all, last year, I might as well share this story now because last year I had to send it through DHL and pay like $50.
Yeah. Just
to make sure that it could get there a week later.
And then on top of that, like, the I don't know, is that in the, there's a spirit in the room.
Holy Spirit. Sorry.
Won't he do it?
That's me catching the Holy Ghost.
I mean, I already kicked my shoes off.
Don't get me started.
The Church of God in Christ. But it's like, y'all, I think what's crazy, I mean, I feel like every single one that we're looking at here on the headlines, there's Pennsylvania, there's Michigan, North Carolina, like these are all states where it's already so hard to vote as it is. And then you like, what do we say, have the unmitigated gall.
Yes.
To sit here and be like, well, they faked it. And I'm like, the only one faking it, sir, is your wife. So.
Boom, boom.
It's crazy to me, right? Because it's like, I feel like there's already so many barriers in place, even for like voters who are voting in the states, right? Because like I'm sure you remember voting in person in New York.
Yeah, well, and
I
what
voted
they're doing
in person in New York when I was growing up.
First of all, 100% you had to go, and so the paper. The non-handwriting experts are sitting there in the big ledger, and then they literally say like this. Oh, shoot. You okay over there? Are you okay? Okay.
She got a little too excited.
I know, but it's like
she won't be the way.
The volunteers that are there every year, they're looking at, is it the right handwriting? What do you know?
And
what do you know?
I remember, like, when I was voting in college, because, I went to school in Western New York, but I grew up in upstate New York. Like, they would not allow me to vote in Geneva, where I was. I literally, like, would have had to get into a car, drive to Albany, and show up at my voter precinct there until I, like, transferred it, which required a whole, like,
It is. And even, and I talked about sending it on DHL. Before that was a whole ordeal. So I had to call my county, and I'm going to say it's Rockland County, New York. I'm going to have to just put it on blast. So I'm calling. First of all, people are like, wait, what? You want to vote from another country? I think it's this web address. And so I went to one web address, and I'm like, I called back. I'm like, this is a little confusing. And so then there was this one nice lady there. She's like, okay, I'll get the information. So the information about how to vote was even hard to gain access to. And finally, that's when and then finally when I did, like, I had to print it out. You had to print out the envelope. I was like, this is a lot.
You have to like print out the affidavit and print out this, and it's like you have to like tape it a certain way, and if you put too much tape on it,
oh yes, oh no, there was a certain way. I was working a long time to try to fold it correctly.
The tape on the flap.
Yeah, like not A or B or C. Yeah. So anyway, in 2025, I just kept thinking New York is known to be such a progressive state. Yet the voting abroad practices are still like that. What the bleedy bleep bleep.
Anyway, I think that's actually a great segue into our main topic for today, which is antiquated voting prices. But I think, like, I don't know, like, what's interesting about it, like, for me is, like, you know, I vote in Louisiana, which, you know, like, literally, like, my Secretary of State, who's like a Trumpy,
of course, it's
and
Louisiana.
has like a whole thing on her like webpage that's all about like, you know, thank you President Trump for like helping like save the vote from the illegals.
What the Sam Hill?
But so I live in a state where theoretically everyone is so scared and worried about like security of the ballot, and literally all I have to do is fax mine. Which, I mean, I know it sounds like something from like 1972, which it is. I'm like, you know, working 9 to 5.
You're like, I'm putting a fax through.
Hold on. But wow. Like, I mean, because you can do it via web fax, like it's actually incredibly simple for me to do it. I get a confirmation that it was delivered in real time. And I'm able to, if I want to, I can call my county clerk's office and be like, "Did you get it?" Which, like, if I call in real time, they'll literally go over to the fax machine and check if it like popped out.
Like, yeah, we got
like,
it.
If not, like, I get an email that's like your ballot status has been updated, and then it's like it's done.
And that's Louisiana, a red state.
Well, that was my reflection when I was doing the tabling for the 2020. Well, both in 2020 and 2024 was like, you know, they would give us like the map that was color coded based on like which ones are email return, which ones are mail return only, which ones have multiple options, which ones are fax, which is like us in California and Florida. But
I remembered that when we were doing the tabling because you actually, Brendan was in charge of it and he prepped us very well. Thank you. Thank you for the presidential race. Apparently we didn't table enough. But anyway.
We did our part.
We did. But actually, let's go to that ballot a second because I do have a confession. We should have, it's confession time. Rockland County,
that episode of Real Housewives where Didi was like, a white fridge?
No, I don't.
It's the one where, like, you know, like,
I don't watch that.
Where she, like, got out of the car, she's like, ooh, the ghetto.
Yeah, I did see that.
So she goes into, like, I think it was Sheree's house, and she's like, she had a white fridge. We got to get her out of here. And I feel like Rockland County sounds like the county equivalent of that.
Let me tell you, I printed out the ballot. I looked on it. The only Democrats that I saw on it, well, there was a real Democrat on it, and I'm sorry because I know Tiffany, and her name was on there, but I saw her government name. Yeah, no, well, because it's on there, right? It was a public, but she was the only real Democrat on there. Every single office in the county of Rockland was Republican and a Republican candidate. And even if they were Democrats, they were still Republicans, except for her.
No, I mean, like the thing is, I mean, Louisiana, I'm used to having to like look at the different Republican candidates and be like, which one of you is like not terrible? But what I find sometimes is like you're saying, it's like I think we had a court judge race this year where when I actually went and looked at what they had said, I was like, these are two like moderate Democrats. But it's like, I think they know that they wouldn't be able to like get anywhere.
It's insane because even if it was, let's say, John Smith, he was on both the Republican and the Democrat line. I'm like, how do you do? Yeah, was multiple candidates. So I'm like, are the Republicans or are they Democrats? This is the first time because I've been involved in some organization. And this is the first time that I've seen it like that. And maybe that's the Trump effect, that everyone, even if they're moderate Democrats, that everyone needs to label themselves as Republicans.
I mean, or unless if they were on both party lines, it could be that they were like unopposed and the opposing party just decided to endorse them.
Well, I don't know because I didn't send him the ballot.
Shane's in the back. We'll deal with that later. Off camera. But well, like the crazy thing to me is that like most Republican states, it actually is easier to vote from. Like it's actually Democratic states that
What's
have
up
the
with
most
that?
like old school policies.
Why?
I mean, I have my feelings, but
Okay. What's your feelings? I'm just curious. We recognize that the next thing he says isn't factual, but feelings. I still want to hear
right.
it. Yes.
Feelings not factual, and I'm not speaking in any capacity as a member of Democrats abroad. I'm just speaking as like
Right. We have that disclaimer. We need it at the beginning, middle, and end.
But I feel like, you know, I think that there is a perception that like voters from abroad, at least traditionally, have mostly been the military and therefore have like mostly been more conservative, regardless of party. And I think that therefore has maybe not incentivized updating some of those policies.
Interesting.
Which I don't want to make any like direct, you know,
do it.
accusations.
Do it.
I'm not trying to have that phone be ringling where someone's like, I heard that you said but like
on that internet.
But I think there's a reason then, right? Where like why red states, you know, may traditionally have made it easier to vote from overseas because they also probably would have made an assumption, right? Like you make an assumption that most of these are friendly votes and I'm a Republican Secretary of State, so let me facilitate the process.
Okay.
But either way, like we said, it's like there's so many steps to get there anyway. Like it's just not logical to think that like people are out here, you know, committing fraud.
And it feels like there's so many steps, and it feels like the people who are supposed to know the steps don't know the steps.
Anyway.
Okay, I feel emotionally charged by this. Let's talk about some joyful things.
We're Black Joy Corner. So, I mean, mine, you know, it's going to be dated by the time this comes out, but y'all are going to get it anyway, because right now it's election week, and Zora Mamdani has just won the mayoral race in New York City. And I think what was so exciting as, like, a gay person, like, watching it was, you know, he has been unabashed in his support for the LGBTQ community, despite the fact that they're like, he's going to do Sharia law. And I'm like, baby.
That is so, are people still doing that Sharia? Well, you know, Sharia law, you know, come on, get out of
I'm
here.
like, y'all's law is worse than Sharia law. So if we just going to keep it 100. Like, but I think, well, number one, like, even within people that support the LGBT, well, let me say, people that support the LGB community, which is like a lot of people on the progressive side, often ignore the T and the Q because it's like not as safe. But Zora, like from the beginning, has been like, you know, trans people, like trans rights or human rights, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that was exciting, and then of course there was like the clip of him like going, like he went on like a pub crawl on like a weekend, and like was literally in like a Manhattan gay bar. Yes.
Partying, okay.
And that's just like it just made me so happy that it's like there's like the memes that have been going around on Twitter, like, you know, woke is so back. Everyone, like, bring back your woke. It's 2025.
Yes.
And it's just such
let us breathe.
Well, it's like I'm happy that there is like objective proof that you can be 100% in support of my people, and like it doesn't have to be a liability. So
wow. I love it for you, and mine is that I went to an informal settlement here in Nairobi with another fellow coach. And we went to talk to the youth, but not talk at them. We went to hear them.
With.
Yes.
And listen.
Exactly. And that's exactly what we did. We talked about their goals for a year from now. And first, a lot of them were saying goals that, you know, they're based upon what they know. However, what my colleague said to them was, okay, these things are what you know. But I want you to think about something that you have never seen before. By the end of that session, that section of things they've never seen but they wanted to create was more than the other one. There were so many ideas already inside of them. So to see them, and even of course there was kind of giggly because who asked them in this informal settlement? So those of you watching abroad, that just means that it is a very poor area, and these specific students or children are there. They come from the streets, so they're orphans who were left on the streets. So to hear these kids talk about the ideas that they're creating and that they want to do, it felt like so right. And yeah, that was my Black joy, very Black joy.
Well, that brings the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy we're ending on such a positive note. I have to talk about how these crazy ass people are trying to.
Okay, that's why I was like, we got to end that conversation. Like, there was a whole nother section. We were like, just keep scrolling.
About the people coming out of our bedroom. We over here talking. Well, I mean, they try to interfere in those places too, but. You have to be worried about what's going on in your bedroom or not going on, if we're being.
Okay. Divorce rate is high.
Apparently, actually, so this is an aside, but I there was a thing going around this week on the internet that was about like divorce rates in the queer community, like among same-sex marriages. And would you believe that gay men are the ones holding it down with the lowest divorce rate? I mean, that's because we're like the least likely to actually get to the altar. we just happy that we're here. Whatever's around. But at least that means we're judicious about like our decision. You know who is top of the list? Lesbian.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes. We have like a 75% divorce rate. But you know the joke is like, you know, lesbians like make eye contact in a bar and they like got the U-Haul parked around the next day. So it might just be like a high volume operation over there.
You know what? But okay, this actually made me think like maybe we need to talk about. Maybe we could have an episode about divorce because even in terms of age, there's something now being called the gray divorce, and it's the amount of over 50s and over 60s that are getting divorced right now. So I think maybe we should hold this as a good, and maybe even where we are now, what's the divorce? Yeah, what's the divorce rate here in Kenya? And look at everything. And yeah, okay, so let's do that. Okay.
Make a mental note. But as far as this week's topic, which was mostly voting, I don't even like our closing line.
No.
Stupid. It's like if voting is love in public, let me tell you about love in private, baby.
But we're still going to show up, okay? We'll show up and vote, whether it's the fax machines.
I love the fax machine. I should get me a fax machine and put it in over here.
Please don't do that.
So I can use it once a year. Well, I mean, Louisiana has like 10 elections a year, so it would be getting high usage.
Okay.
They throw an election for anything.
But don't you need like a hard phone line or something for a fax machine? You need a hard phone.
That is a challenge that I am willing to overcome.
So let's see if Brendan is able to get a fax machine connected that works. Who has money on it? Because I'm putting down $1 on this one.
Right over here on this bookshelf. Boop, 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 boop.
What is that noise?
You're thinking of the dial-up one.
Oh.
But the fax machine used to make a noise too. I can't remember what it was though.
Exactly. Anyway. But this has been Kisses from Kenya, where your voice matters. Our contradictions keep us company.
And we hope you're keeping us company too. Or like I told her, maybe nobody's watching. We'll find out. See you next time.